I think one of the most effective ways to go ahead and lengthen out the shoulder and get it feeling really well is by doing shoulder band distraction stretching. And a lot of people don't do it because they don't understand it. So let's take you through this morning so you understand why band distraction stretching for the shoulder is so effective. First of all, I want you to understand that you can do it anywhere, but most importantly, you want to make sure, if you can, that you can place the band attachment above your head so it's a little bit elevated. That way it'll allow you to easily go into all the movements above your head that the shoulder can do. I've got the band utility strap attached above my door. That's at least going to give me some opportunity to go ahead and stretch above my head. Instead of going ahead, now obviously that's not going to be as high as I need it to be, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're just going to drop down, which will allow me to go ahead and work the shoulder and stretch the shoulder. So that's the best way to do it if you don't have the ability to attach it higher. The higher the better, as long as your shoulder says it's okay. Now if you've got it attached high and the shoulder's giving you some pain, I want you to bring the attachment sight down and start at a lower level until you find an area that you can distract it at where there's no discomfort. So that's the first thing, band utility strap and how you can go ahead and hook it up at home. Secondly, you're going to notice we use a horizontal vector. Now that's important because it's going to allow us now to go ahead and maneuver our body around very effectively versus a lot of traditional stretching. You have the person vertical and they're trying to go ahead and pull their arm along around their body. Now there's going to be two things I want to tell you about that, but the most important thing is gravity is really affecting things here when you're doing that type of stretch. When you go horizontal vector, gravity becomes much less of a factor because you can let your arm sit into the band and relax. And it's very important with the horizontal vector that you put your hand through the loop and allow the hand to relax into the band. So now my shoulder is relaxed, which brings me to the third thing that's important. You got to get your arm relaxed. You have to get the arm to relax and move set onto the band so that the rotator cuff can relax. The rotator cuff is a stabilizer. It's designed to keep your humeral head, okay, the ball of your humerus, in the socket. That's the role of the rotator cuff. So if that's the case, in order for us to stretch it and get good distraction of the shoulder, we're going to have to get the rotator cuff relaxed. The best way to do it, put it in a horizontal vector and let the arm suspend in there. Don't grip the band. Let the hand sit into the band and relax. That's real important. Now, the fourth and final component of this is the key. You have to move your body around your arm. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to see how I'm doing this now. I'm going to put my right hand in here and I have it set in there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my body to create the stretch on my shoulder. So any way I move my body, I'm now moving my body to reposition my arm in a different location relative to my body so I can go through the stretching. That's going to be the real key to going ahead and making sure that you're getting an effective stretch. It's also going to be a much less painful stretch because you're not moving your arm on your body, which is what a lot of these types of stretches achieve. So there's the four things. Now let me just take you through how to do it. And it's really simple. There's no exact way to go ahead and do it. What you want to do is you want to hit all three planes of movement. So first of all, we're just going to drop down and we're going to put ourselves in this position and I'm just going to let the band distract me and I'm just going to go through some anterior stretching of my right shoulder. I might drop down. You notice I'm going to turn my hand. I'm not going to set anything specific because the key is put distraction on the band and let your body move. From there you can go ahead and you can turn all the way around and now you're going to go ahead and create some distraction while you're creating some horizontal abduction. You can drop down here and stretch it. You can open up and let the posterior the posterior compartment stretch. There's really no exact way to do it, but keep moving yourself around, keep checking out, rotating, keep the arm relaxed, and let your body move while your arm stays stationarily attached onto the band. From there you can go into also just doing some sagittal plane stretching and just letting the shoulder distract out. The more you can get it over your head, the better, and that's going to be the key to shoulder distraction stretching. Now, let me show you one last thing before we check out. Let's say you have only one band and you need to shorten it up. One of the things you can do is take the band and loop it through the band utility strap So now you have a shorter band with 2 loops. Now just put your hand into there. It makes the whole system shorter, and now you can go ahead and create the same effect, but because it's a shorter lever arm, you might find that that fits your body structure better, allows you to get better distraction. Just remember, the band is now half the length, so you only got half the stretch distance, so make sure you don't overstretch that band. Band distraction, people, it really, really helps. It makes a big difference. It'll protect your shoulder. Make sure you incorporate it into your warm-up every time you're going to do some type of upper body strength training.